Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm the Monk and today we are doing a review for Dragon Quest XI. So sorry this review is coming so late. Unfortunately, I've had so many other games to do at the moment that it's just taken me this long to get around to it, so I apologise for that. Anyway, it finally hits Western consoles and it finally hits Xbox. Echoes of an Elusive Age is an RPG originally released on a Nintendo 3DS in 2017. This is the last entry in the legendary RPG series from the creator of Yuji Horii. I'm really sorry if I have butchered the pronunciation of that name. Yes, again, really sorry about that. This is the 11th main entry and is completely a standalone experience that features new characters and a beautiful detailed world. It has turn-based combat and an immersive story with unique towns and locations. Every city you meet is full of NPCs that you can interact with, and it has voice cutscenes to boot. This has been published by Square Enix, and I already mentioned who it was designed by, but it's currently on the PlayStation, Xbox, PC and the Switch, and will set you back at $39.99. That is quite a lot of money, but is it worth the price? Well, I'm going to tell you what I think right now. And it is absolutely worth the price. Now, I've played this game. My daughter's actually probably played this game more than I have, which is crazy. She absolutely fell in love with it. My experience with this game, it is very easy to use. Anyone familiar with RPGs of old will they immediately know what they're doing with this game. It reminds me very much of a slightly dulled down Final Fantasy game. Now, I am a massive fan of Final Fantasy games, and this game is no exception. Really big fan of this game. The artwork, it looks fabulous. This game is massive. You know, when you're roaming around on your horse, the actual world feels big itself, you know. The cities that you go into as well, they don't feel small either. The cutscenes that you happen to jump in and out of are really good, really detailed, fully voiced. You know, the voice acting actually is really good, engaging. I feel like the game is pretty immersive as well, and when it comes to the actual RPG elements of this game, as in leveling up, you know, using items in your inventory, you know, putting on different statted clothes and weapons and stuff like that, it's just a very well-rounded game. This game, you can tell, you know, the kind of like era it comes from, what it's trying to aim for. I really don't think there's enough of these games actually in the market currently right now. This is very user friendly. Like I said, you know, my 6-year-old daughter has been playing this game and absolutely loves it. I personally have been playing this game, and again, I absolutely love it as well. There really isn't too much to say that is bad about this game. You know, I had an absolute ball playing this game. I think it's priced really well for what you actually get. This isn't a short game by any means. You know, this is a big flushed out game, and it's actually the first one of this kind that I've played. I don't believe the Dragon Quests have ever been in the Western market before. I know they're a big deal in Asia, absolutely massive deal. You know, these have been going for a very, very long time. But I think this is actually the first one I've managed to get my hands on. I've actually played Dragon Quest Builders on the Switch before this game. I knew this game was been coming out all year, so I was really excited to actually get my hands on it and play it. And I've got to say, I wasn't disappointed at all. This is a game that I would highly recommend to anyone that I know that is into RPGs or JRPGs, because this is a JRPG, and it's one that, you know, I think is a real shame that hasn't been in circulation before. It definitely, it gets that, you know, it scratches that itch for me. You know, like I said, I'm a massive Final Fantasy fan. There isn't enough Final Fantasy games actually coming out lately. I understand that they're remaking, you know, a load of the Final Fantasy games, and, you know, Final Fantasy 15 came out a couple of years ago, but this definitely fills the gap for me, and it done a really good job at what it actually tries to do. Like I said, the story is really good. The actual turn-based mechanics is really good as well. it all just works, you know. I had no dashboarding, I had no glitches, you know, the frame rates were really good. I really had no problems playing this game whatsoever. And an absolutely amazing feature is that you can turn it from 3D to 2D at any stage in the game. Yeah, at any stage. You know, we could be here right now in this, you know, in 3D, and then go into the settings, change it to 2D, and you know, it's really flushed out, really well thought of. um, yeah, if you go up to, you know, regular NPCs in the street or in the world, they may not be fully voiced. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of dialogue that you can actually go through in this game. So I'd be really surprised if it was all fully voiced in the first place. And honestly, I wouldn't have expected this game to be fully voiced. I really like the fact that the cutscenes are fully voiced. It definitely adds to the story. It means you can actually get into the story of the game. If they weren't fully voiced, then yeah, that would probably affect my score in this game. I probably wouldn't have felt so immersed into this game while playing it. But I've got to say, in the time that I spent in this game and the time that I've seen, you know, my daughter play this game as well, I mean, it's definitely earned top marks. In fact, I give this game an 8 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed my experience, and hopefully I'm going to jump back on it as soon as I can as well. Like I said, the actual turn-based fighting, the combat itself was a little bit different to what I've seen in other games. You know, I wasn't so static. I could run around in, you know, for instance, this little area. And yeah, it gave the illusion that, you know, I could dodge the attacks and stuff like that. But you can't really. But still, it was nice to see that they had, you know, adopted this kind of style, and it was also nice to see that you could have companions as well, so you weren't just you and your Jack type of thing. You know, you had friends, you had a story, you know, you could really shape the world to you and your play, and it was nice. You know, it's a really nice game, and I would highly recommend people actually give this game a go. Now, it's actually free on the Xbox Game Pass, and that's how I personally played this game. But I do think that it is worth the price for the amount of story and the amount of depth this game actually has, considering how well it's been flushed out. I mean, don't forget, guys, we are in 2020, and we have had some absolutely, how do we say this, broken games released to us of recent. In fact, most of the best games I've played today are all broken. But this game, I have to say, you know, price, the way it is, the design, this game is not broken. It's a complete game. It runs completely smoothly, which, considering what's come out this year, it's a real surprise, and a nice surprise at that. But anyway, guys, I've been a monk, and we've been a Crystal Coolest. This is my review on Dragon Quest. If you've played this game, if you've heard about it, if it's a game that you're thinking about picking up, let me know down in the comments your thoughts on the review and this game yourself, you know, if you've actually given it a go so far. And I guess I will see you in the next video, guys. So thank you for watching, and peace out.